Hey fam, this is Chae.
And it's Tay Tay.
And this is Streaming Wild Black's recap of Tamar Braxton, Get Your Life. All right, so we're doing the recap for chapter 2, or rather episode 2. Mm-hmm. And the synopsis of that is, the name of the episode is Breakdown or Break Room Breakdown. After a breakthrough session with Goalie, Tamar struggles to record with hit producer Jay White. Meanwhile, her relationship with David hits a snag when Tamar's past makes an appearance, and Tamar explodes when the production team wants to make a suggestion. All right. So, as always with our recaps, we do not go in order. This is a conversation. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about the highlights of the episode, what you thought, what you liked, what you didn't like. So you can always drop down in the comments, let us know how you felt about the episode, what you didn't like, what you like, so on and so forth. Because that's what we're going to do here today. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Tay, what did you like about the episode?
Wow, what did I like? Isn't it strange I had to really think about that?
It was a weird episode.
It really was a weird episode. I mean, I'm about music, so I like that there was more attempts for her to actually get in the studio and write some things and sing and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool. But other than that, I mean, I'm confused on some things, to be honest with you. I'm really confused. Like, can we please just talk about the Hope David situation? Like, can we start there? Because that's the biggest thing that I'm like,
okay.
Can you see my eye twitching up?
Yeah, I see you. Let me just say this, and we'll go straight to the David.
Because
what I liked about the episode is that it didn't seem so surreal, supernatural. It seemed very organic. Mm-hmm. I felt like we were getting authentic Tamar. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like she was really putting on outside of, her stalling antics. But other than that, I thought that we were getting the real Tamar.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move into what everybody want to talk about, which is David and this dumb shit. Oh my God.
But is it dumb though? That's the thing. Is it truly dumb? Because, so I don't have any kids. I've never had any baby mama drama.
Okay.
Or baby daddy drama, for that matter. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the proper way to go would be.
Right.
But at the same time, that, in my head, mama and daddy are always going to be there. There's nothing that you can do about that relationship, especially if they're supposedly co-parenting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you really don't have too much of a stake in that argument,
right,
for the simple fact that that's baby daddy. Like,
right.
And she's allowing him to be in Logan's life, right, so he has to come around.
Exactly.
This is not a drive-through service, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Right, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, so this is the thing that has me fucked up. Y'all been together for 18 months, almost 2 years, right? I believe that's what they said in the first episode. Okay, so when you get with Tamar, she comes equipped with a child, okay? She comes equipped with a ex-husband.
Yes.
And they're co-parenting. Mm-hmm. So this, and I believe I said this last episode, how come y'all haven't had like a whole ass dinner and sat down and said, okay, you know what, this is what we doing. How can, you get involved with this? How can we make this an easy transition? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was weird because David mentioned that he spends, 3 or 4 days over Tamar's, and Tamar spends 3 or 4 days over his house.
So that's his house.
Right. So, I know that David is a financial expert or whatever the fuck he is, but last time I checked, if somebody has a residence before you get with them,
that's their residence.
That's their residence. That's not your house. You are permitted to stay there. You spend the night there. I feel like you don't pay no bills there, but I could be wrong because I'm not in Tamar pocketbook like that. But that's Tamar house. So whatever the agreement was going on before you got in that picture, you should be able to honor that. Now, I get that David doesn't want another man in his house when he don't know it. Mm-hmm. But this is what it looks like on the show. It looks like that Vince picks up Logan for school. He picks him up. He drops him off 5 days a week. So David, 5 days a week, you know that Vince is going to be picking up and dropping this kid off.
Right.
You don't just, bump the horn and kick the kid out the car. Like, that's not how this shit works, especially not with no 7-year-old.
Now, one thing I will point out too, and I'm sorry to cut you off, he did mention that he's an African man. Now, he didn't say he was the American man. He didn't say he was a black man. He said he was an African man. And I know from experience that they tend to think a whole lot differently than us in the States.
True.
So, and I feel like in his head, according to his, I guess, morals and what he grew up in Africa and how they do things, that's probably a no-no. However, you're in America, and this is a whole different situation. I get laying claims on your girl's house, but technically that's not your house, and you did step into a whole situation. Now, I do remember her having dinner with him, and she was like, Vince wants to sit down and let's have a conversation. And I think you should do that. And I completely agree. I don't know why it took so long for y'all to come to because that should have probably happened when y'all decided to become real serious and you knew that Vince wasn't going anywhere.
See, you know what? This is what got me fucked up. You cannot tell me in the last 18 months to 2 years that David did not meet Vince and Vince did not meet David.
Right.
You can't tell me that.
Right.
Because I don't know a black man in America that is involved in their child's life that is not going to be like, so hey, I hear you got this nigga living with you. I'm going to need to meet him because he's going to be around my son.
Exactly.
How does that even work? So like, David, you're on some bullshit. Second of all, I think the problem lies in the fact that I think that David is insecure. I think David feels like there's a possibility for Vince to get Tamar back.
Or did we miss something?
No, I think that's what it is, because why would he throw that hissy fit like that? This is not a new development, you know what I'm saying? But
that's what leads me to believe that there was a incident that we don't know about that makes him so distrustful.
Well, he did say that they went on vacation and that while they were on vacation, Vince watched his child like he's supposed to do because she is a daddy. But he stayed at Tamar's house while they were on vacation taking care of Logan. Now, I could see him having a problem with that if he didn't know nothing about it. However, again, they are co-parenting. And it looks like they are positively co-parenting for whatever is best for Logan.
Yes.
And so whatever is best for a child of that age is structure and consistency. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't just be uprooting him all over the place and kicking him out. And the kid is basically living out of a duffel bag. You can't do that with children, especially not in the 21st century.
No.
Not like that. So I think that's the problem that he had. Now, is Vince hanging out while they're on vacation at David's house? No. It was Tamar's house. So again, that's Tamar's house.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot get mad at the situation. If you're coming into this situation, you've had every opportunity to try and work something out. And now all of a sudden that you on TV, you want to throw hissy fits and whatnot because you're afraid of what this is going to look like to other people in your peer group. That's what that shit is.
And then the other thing too, Tamar was like, that was childish, you know, and then Logan thought that he was never coming back. So you've already effectively traumatized this child over some bullshit. You know what I mean? That should have been a private conversation between you and Tamar. Y'all should have been and worked this out. So I don't quite understand how we are damn near 2 years in and y'all still having problems with the ex-husband when there's really not a problem. Like, I can see if Vince was sending her flowers and wanting to see her for lunch and, you know, he was coming over for dinner. It's not that he's literally picking up his child and bringing him back, you know, and I think one of the situations where I think Logan was actually asleep and he had to carry him into the house and put him to bed. Who gets upset? Like, I feel like you are taking something that is very small and minute and you're blowing it out of proportion. Is this a look at me? This is my way of showing that I'm president in the series. Like, I don't know what that's about.
So you know that Vince is not featured in this series because of David. David does not want him on screen.
Now, is that a power trip? Like, is that I'm the man, Zimbabwe? Like, what is that? Like, is that I'm being an alpha male? Is that I have insecurities? Is that I really don't trust Tamar? Like, what is that?
I don't know. That's why I have a problem with this whole situation. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know people who are really, or who are co-parenting and definitely not doing the great job that they appear to be doing, and they don't have these problems. Like, what the hell?
I think that this is one of those situations where we need to hear from y'all and figure out what y'all opinion. Do y'all feel like David is being a complete bitch? Or do you think that his reasoning and he's founded by the way he feels? You know, we gonna let y'all decide because we don't know. I'm confused. Are you confused? Because I'm like, confused. What the fuck? Like, seriously.
Drop down in the comments. Let us know how you feel about this. See, I don't have no kids. Tay don't have no kids.
No, so we don't know.
We don't know. We going off of friends, family, and what we see on TV.
Right.
So, I mean, it sounds stupid to me, but at the same time,
it could be a deeper situation, especially for him. Like, I'm not trying to discount it. It just looks so fucking weird to me.
It does.
You know, and I feel like, especially since you are already introduced, like, Logan is not your son. I hate to say it like this, but Logan is not your son.
Right.
Logan is not your son. He has a present father. You know what I mean? So, if anything, you're playing the role of the second daddy, not the first. You know, and he's still involved. It doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like a bad father to me. You know what I mean? So you cannot stop another man from wanting to be in his child's life, and wanting to contribute to his development. And you do have to be very careful in those situations because you do have anything can throw a child off, especially when you're dealing with step parents.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I can stand my stepdad. I hate his fucking guts. You know what I mean? But, I mean, that's my situation. That's what I grew up. So, I don't know. So, yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think, because this is some bullshit.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But let's move on from the David situation because this got us hyped. Okay.
Right?
So,
fucking bullshit.
Tamar is still on the procrastination tip. She is killing me with this. So, but okay, I felt that the procrastination got a little better. And I think maybe because they're actually giving us timestamps. So we can see, you know, how much time has lapsed between here and there and wherever. I think Tamar's problem is scheduling. And I think what they're doing is, and I caught a glimpse of this, I don't know if you caught this, but it seems like production is scheduling these people to come to her house, to do these, you know, to set up, to do these shots, but it doesn't collaborate with her actual schedule. That's what it seems like to me. Because it's like the producer, Jay White, gets there. They set up. It looks like it takes them a while to set up. And it looks like Tamar was just like, well, shit, you know, it's almost dinner time. Let me just start cooking. The baby gonna be here. Right. And that's what she did. She set it out. She did better than me. Because I don't think I would have set it out like that for production. I'll be like, listen, y'all better get craft services in here because I know you got the budget for it.
But she likes to cook too, so I see that. I see that. That's why she cook the big meal, especially when you like to cook. Yeah, you gonna do it. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know if this is just showing truly how organic her life may be, or maybe they're trying to show it organically. Is what I'm trying to say, I guess. I've been in the music world, you know, I understand what rehearsal looks like and getting prepared for that. Sometimes, you know, and we're Black. I'm just gonna say that we Black, so we on our own fucking time. So rehearsal may be scheduled for 6, but we really don't get started until about 7 ish. 7-ish.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, we got to get in, get settled. We still waiting for everybody to get there. You know what I mean? So I get that on one end, you know. And I think the way that the show is being presented, I guess, it's truly showing like every step of the way, because I feel like typically there would be an edit there. All that should be cut out. And you only see when they're getting ready to actually start. So we actually kind of get to see behind the scenes, in a sense. But she do And I don't know if that's her being shy. I don't know if that truly means that she, you know what I'm saying? Because she definitely does. But then at the same time, you busy, you a mama. So you got to stop and you got to take care of Logan. And you got to stop, you got to do that. And, you know, oh, you just got to, and you're still human too. So, and then now the boyfriend is acting up. So you got to go deal with him real quick before that's gone. You know what I mean? So I think she's just trying to navigate.
I agree. I think that this is throwing production off because I don't think that they're used to working with people who have kids that are hands-on. Like, since we've been watching this, you've not seen there no nanny.
No.
At all. So, you know, that makes a huge difference. And then just the way she interacts with her son, it gives you the impression that nanny, what's that? We don't do that around here.
Right.
You know, so I totally get it. I do see that she is procrastinating a little bit, but I think that they set this up all the way wrong. Like, they don't listen to Tamar. They don't. And Tamar said, you know, I'm shy. I've never done this before, this, that, and the other. Okay. So you got an artist that, now keep in mind, if I'm production and I'm trying to make sure that this goes on without a hitch and we have an entertaining show, I'm going to contact singer-songwriters or songwriters. I'm not going to get a producer real quick unless, of course, this producer has the patience, is also a songwriter. I don't know that much about Jay White, so I don't know, like, they're projecting him as if he is both a songwriter and producer. I don't know this man, so I can't attest to what songs that he's done that I know, or what songs has he created that makes people feel like he's a songwriter. I don't know, but I felt like Tamar would have benefited from like a songwriting workshop. You can't tell me they don't have them. Y'all could have did that.
They do all the time.
Yeah, they did that. And so I think in this episode, they've also, I don't know if you picked up on this, I think they've also kind of showed their hand in that Goldie didn't just appear out of nowhere. Goldie is a production. So that's not somebody, I didn't get the impression that was somebody that Tamar found. I got the impression that that's somebody they found to put on the show to work with to make this more interesting. That's what I got from it. And I don't know if I'm a fan of this because I've not made up my mind about Goldie yet. Like, she seems to be more of an opportunist than someone that's actually going to really get some results out of Tamar with this whole like dream work that they're doing. Because like when Tamar was telling her about this last dream, Goldie was just way too fucking excited for me. I'm like, you getting excited like you watching a TV show. Like, I don't know if that's how this is supposed to work, but that just seems fucking weird to me. Especially when the dream was based in infidelity. Her ass got super excited. And I'm like, I don't know if you should be doing all of that. But it just didn't rub me the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that whole, you could tell Goldie was getting frustrated with her because when Logan came home, everything stopped. And you could tell that Goldie wanted to ask her, like, well, where's the nanny at? And I'm like, you could tell that Tamar is getting frustrated because I feel like they've probably said something to her about Logan. Because in the first episode, she mentioned, she was just like, I don't have anybody here to support me. All I have is Logan. All Logan has is me. You know what I'm saying? So she's letting them know, listen.
He ain't going nowhere. And I don't need no fucking nanny.
Exactly. So that was something I picked up on. And then there is the topic of the whole break room situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tamar went straight smooth the fuck off when they suggested that she go to a break room. Now, I don't know if everybody's familiar with a break room. I am, because I watch way too much fucking TV. And I've seen this on the show. So basically they have like the escape rooms are like on every corner, like fucking liquor stores and churches are in the hood. Break rooms are the next escape room. And basically what you do is they put you in like this hazmat suit, you get a helmet and shit, protective gear, and you basically can go into this room
and wreck shop.
Yeah, like
pretty much.
Just with a baseball bat, 2x4, whatever you got, you could just tear up whatever's in the room. Now, for someone like myself, that sounds like a great fucking idea because I'm mad all the fucking time. But for Tamar, from what I've seen of Tamar, I don't think she's angry. And I don't think that will be a good use of money to do something like that. That break room shit only works for motherfuckers that got rage, that are angry, that are upset. She doesn't strike me as being upset. She strikes me as wandering. And she strikes me as trying to always have a decent disposition. So yeah, I can see why she would go off, because it's just like, well, why would you want me to do that and give you a portrayal of somebody who's angry when I'm not an angry person, and that doesn't interest me. Right. Then Tamar also did something that she's been doing for the last 2 episodes, and I'm loving this show because of that. And that is, Tamar be showing you production's hand all the fucking time. Yeah. So she was just like, we had a production meeting about this. Now, and that's something that you don't see in reality shows. Usually they don't talk, they make it seem like they just catching everything on the fly. No, Tamar is telling on them, like, listen, we didn't talk about this. I done already told you motherfuckers no, so now you're gonna ask me on camera again. Right, thinking I'm gonna say yes to save face. Hell no, is what she said. The answer to your question, sir, is hell to the motherfucking no. And then at first I was like, well, Tamar is not that big of a deal. But then I started thinking about it a little bit more, especially after we had talked a little bit about it. And I was like, you know what? She's absolutely fucking right. Like, I'm not an angry Black woman that you can display for the world to see. It's kind of what I started to kind of get from that. Like, you want to set up this scene to make it look as if I'm just like this, you know, and I'm not. Like, I'm focused on my growth. You know, I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. I think, if anything, Tamar is more depressed than anything. Yeah. I feel like she's stressed out more than anything. I feel like she's really kind of grasping at, like, not necessarily straws, but like, you know, she's trying to get things in order legitly, and she's relying on these other people, but at the same time, she's like, I want to do it right this time. I don't want really no one to control it, because I realize I got to do this for myself and for my baby. Right. You know, and so I feel like she rightly so checked the fuck out of it. Yeah, she did. On live TV. Yeah, she did. She, to me, you know, you didn't check the motherfucker when. They following after you, trying to make sure that they get this good old apology on camera, because they're afraid that the way that they've been perceived was probably actual and factual and will fuck up their shit. Right. Because they literally did have a little snippet of, what's her name? Not something, the producer, and then the dude camera guy. I need to start writing names down, because them 2 bitches, but nevertheless. I'm going to keep it 100. If you're a producer, I'm not going to remember your name, because for what? I'm not going to see you again. We really don't see you. Yeah, but your name in the credits. People. Right? Just your name in the credits. I mean, that's what we see. It's small. Like, it ain't no Mona Sky. It's an insert. Copy and paste. No. No, but then they literally had like a little session where they were like, you know, we didn't mean it like that. Yep. You know, it was a whole thing. Would never, I'm a Black woman. Yep. Yada, yada, what yada. That mean? No. You know, not to interrupt you, but I have to say this, because we're seeing a lot of this lately. Okay? Listen, I don't give a fuck if you polka dot. I don't give a fuck if you Black. I don't give a fuck if you striped. Just because you singularly have a disagreeing opinion of whatever the status quo is for the community does not mean that it's cool though. It's okay. I'm a Black woman and I say that this is okay. No, you're a Black woman and you're saying it's okay for you. Y'all need to stop doing that shit. Just because you're not upset about something, or just because you're praising something that everybody else may not like or may not praise or may praise, doesn't mean that I too should get on board. That's that white people shit. Because they do that shit to us all the time. They find one nigga that agree with them, and then they want to use that person as a poster person to other niggas, like, listen, we got Keisha over here. Keisha's with us. You need to be down with us. You need to be like Keisha. No, it ain't that kind of party no more, boo boo. I don't chase acceptance. Neither should any of us.
Right.
You do things because it feels right.
Right.
I don't feel like that producer was doing this for it to feel right. She was doing this to make sure that her ass is going to keep a check.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to get views. And who's to say that this wasn't planned? For the simple fact that they did have a production meeting about it. Mm-hmm. She already had said no. Mm-hmm. So it was like, okay, well, let's get this on camera. Mm-hmm. We want to, because that I'm only assuming that conversation had got heated the first time. And then you try to catch her off guard the second time to reintroduce this fucking thought when she was like, bitch, I told you no already.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if she got upset the first time. I felt like I want to think that she didn't, because it depends on how they brought it to her. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at how upset she got this time, we're watching it like and thinking that this is the first time that they're bringing it up and why is she spazzing out. No, this is not the first time they didn't brought it up. Shit, for all we know, this could have been the third or the fourth time. We don't know. Mm-hmm. But she let it be known that, it's a production situation. And then what I love about Tamar is that she lit that I don't know, he's ambiguous race. He could be white, he could be mixed. I don't know what he is. But the producer that was mainly concerned about how he was being perceived, she let him know right off top, boo, I know it ain't you. I know this is above your pay grade. I know it ain't you.
It's above you now.
Right. So she I like the way that she went on ahead and checked him, and at the same time made him feel like, okay, this ain't gonna look bad on me. It's looking bad on you, boo-boo. There's nothing that you can do to spin this for it to not to look bad. It looks bad.
It's too late.
Cause you already know, but you're doing your job. We get that, but it's still all money and good money, so it still don't look good. Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting how they was really trying to spin that. And they were not, I don't think that they were successful with that.
No, because it was like, oops, we got caught with our pants down, but we were pulling it up. We swear we were pulling our pants up when you walked in. We didn't do it on purpose. We swear. That's a motherfucking lie from the pits. I'll tell you that much. Like, it's interesting to see, and I'm going to call it an infiltration, because that's kind of what it is. You're wanting to, even though we have so much going on right now that's supposed to benefit the Black community, I'll say it that way. And it's almost like a how dare you. Yeah. We've been fighting this stereotype for so long. How dare you? And it's like you didn't quite actually think that all the way through, I think. I think it was an idea that y'all threw out there and y'all thought was going to stick and y'all wanted to stick. Y'all even tried to make it stick. And Tamar was like, no, we're not doing this shit. I told you. And it just frustrates me because you can kind of see the genuineness coming from Tamar. Like, I'm seriously trying to get my life together and y'all fuck it with me. And I keep telling y'all shit and y'all not listening. And that's probably the reason why we only have 6 episodes.
Well, okay, so here's a little background. I don't know if you knew this, but before this aired, Tamar made a point to let everybody know on social media that she did not want to work with Mona Scott Young. She did not. She told we that I would work with, whatever production company that you want except for her. Now, I don't know how truthful that is because it's coming from Tamar, so of course she's going to be biased. But she did not want to work with her. She inferred that we pushed Mona on her. Now, I'm going to go with it's very interesting considering that, like I said before in the first episode, how often do we see Mona Scott Young in front of the cameras? We hardly don't. We don't. Yeah. We don't. Now, if you're familiar with a Mona Scott production, like any of the Love and Hip Hops, and you're familiar with, Braxton Family Values, totally different format. Totally different format. So Love and Hip Hop is more sensationalized. There's more fight, more cat fights. It's more hood.
Cherry Springer.
America loves drama. America loves drama. America loves fights. And I'm not even going to say like we Black people, we like this shit.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. And if you don't believe me, one of the most well-known reality TV franchises in our country right now besides the Kardashians, because fuck them hoes. But
one
of the biggest ones is the Real Housewives franchise.
Yeah.
Now, Real Housewives of Atlanta is one of their biggest shows. That show, in terms of fans, transcends race. You got white housewives all over the country chiming in and commenting about whether or not Nene Leakes should leave the show or not, or upset because Nene didn't left, or happy because Nene didn't left. So we all like this shit. We all like this reality TV trash. It's trash, but we love trash, and it's okay. It's okay to have a guilty pleasure. We love this shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what we're going to see in the next coming episodes is that we're going to see the clash between Tamar and the clash between production. And I don't know how many shows Tamar was actually supposed to do, but if you've been watching this show from the beginning, it's clear that production was just like, okay, she didn't do what she was supposed to do, so we're just going to show you what we had to deal with.
It's just fucked up.
And it's fucked up. But I think that Tamar is doing a good job in this show, showing us, like, listen, this ain't what you want, and this is not what it is. So I enjoyed this episode just for that tidbit, to just show us of the push and pull with producing. I think that how these reality shows have been produced in the last 5 years has really been coming to life for a lot of the fans to understand why certain things are being shown and certain things are being edited out.
Yeah.
And we don't know the truth unless we run the social media
for
these stars' pages to find out what really happened. So I just find this whole episode interesting just because of the background, because of Tamar's current relationship with David right now. It's a little interesting. Did you have anything else to add?
I mean, only that I really feel that Tamar herself is showing her genuine self. And she's also pointing out the bullshit as well. And I feel, like you said, it almost kind of landed well. We couldn't really do the show the way that we wanted to, so we have to just show you what we have, you know. But I feel I applaud Tamar because she stood up. She stood up for herself. She stood was for right. And she was like, I'm not going to let you bait me. Like I said from the very beginning, I support Tamar. I want her to succeed or whatever. And it's starting to unfold the fuckery that she had to go through. You know, with this episode, I'm still on Tamar's side. Yeah. Period.
You know what I will say this is that I'm on Tamar's side. I think I'm probably on the opposite side of Tamar's side than you are, because you want more music.
Yeah. And I want her to be okay too, because I understand that this is like, you can clearly see that she's going through a stressful emotional time that she's trying to claw her way out of. And she's doing whatever she possibly can think of. And on top of taking suggestions from other people to kind of go in the right direction so she can get back to where she want to be and get her money and her friends and everything back. You know what I'm saying? So
what I will say is this, is that I don't want the music because
you don't want
no music. And this is unpopular opinion. She is an R&B artist in the 21st century. When I say R&B artist, I mean she's an R&B artist. So she is not she's not a Kalani. She's not a Ella Mai. She's not any of these girls with the baby hairs. She's not. But that's what popular music is right now. That's what y'all like. You can't tell me if Tamar comes out with a body of work right now that y'all flocking to go get it. Not enough of y'all is going to be able to do it, because that's not what y'all want right now. Y'all want to hear the baby hair girls talk about these blunts and these dusty niggas. That's what y'all want to hear. Tamar's not getting ready to sing about that. So that's why I say I would rather not get any more music from Tamar, because it's not going to be appreciated. Y'all not going to buy it. And it's just going to be a waste of her time. What I would like to see Tamar do, and this is because she has the personality, I would like to see her get into scripted television. I would like to see her do something. I wouldn't mind seeing her in another reality TV show, but I would want her to be in one that's responsible. I would want her to be in one in which it's ethical, which is probably an oxymoron right now. But I feel like that there can be one out there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there can be one. They can do one. She could be a part of it. And I say that because of her success on Big Brother.
Okay.
That's why I say that. Like, look, I'm gonna keep it a G. When she was on Big Brother with Candy, I didn't think she was gonna win Big Brother. Like, I didn't watch all of the episodes, but the clips that I did see, I'm like, ooh, Tamar, how is you still in this house? But they love Tamar. So that tells me when America likes you, you can do a lot of different things that you're not pigeonholed to do. So maybe Tamar should get another show. Maybe she should get another reel. You know, maybe she should get a talk show. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I would say definitely a talk show. I would say definitely something scripted. I would say more mainstream television. Like put her on NCIS or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, like, give her an acting gig. You know what I'm saying? Something that doesn't betray her. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
it makes a lot of sense.
You know, because I feel like, and I think us as Black people, we get this black spot on us, and it's always exploited. And I feel for Tamar and her situation, I want her to come completely out of that. I don't want her to do any more reality TV shows because they're not showing her in a positive light.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to flex her skills and still do music, still do acting, but like in a different capacity. I don't want no raw off the cuff battling type thing. I would even love to see her in American Horror Story or something like that. Like, I want to see her in a show.
Okay, so I will say that in tightening things up, tying things up, I will say that I enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to more episodes because I'm looking forward to more fuckery by production.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is turned into for me. It's fuckery by production.
And her calling that shit out as soon as it happens. Like, she's not pulling no punches.
Yes.
Period. And I'm loving it.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. And, hopefully this whole ordeal is not going to be too hard on her mental capacity, like offline. I've not seen anything recently that she's posted on social media that would be indicative of what her mindset is right now. But I'm hoping that, she can move forward and do some positive things. And I want you guys to don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know that new episode is dropped. Like I said, we'll be covering this every week. I think we only have 4 more episodes left, so we'll cover that. And drop down in the comments. Let us know how you feel about the episode. I can be reached on Instagram only because no new friends on Facebook at Chae Maria on Instagram. Tay, did you want to be reached?
Not at this time, I'm sorry.
That's all I want, because not everybody needs to be reaching everybody.
You can reach me in the comment section below.
Also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, we can be reached at streamingwhileblack@gmail.com. So don't hesitate to let us know how you feel. Be nice. I don't do evil. I do not do evil.
We would have to reach your eyebrows out. So
he will do that.
I will.
He will do that. He's worse than me. So
this is me clenching my curls.
So I think we're done and finished here.
Yeah.
Okay.